Howdy, folks. That's my drawl southern impression. I'm Australian, so I don't know shit. Today I'm going to talk about some more songwriting stuff. Yesterday I spoke about 3 different songwriting techniques, and I kind of really enjoyed talking about that. I realized that as I spoke about it, I learned a bit as well. So yeah, it was kind of cool. Today I'm kind of thinking along the lines of rules in songwriting. Do they exist? How can they help you with their songwriting? How can they be detrimental in your expression? It's all a balance and everything like that. So I thought I'd kind of just talk about, music and everything like that, and the rules and kind of vibes within it, and how they can be good and how they can't. There's a few, like, even breaking it down to, like, the 6 concepts of music, or, like, maybe talking about mixing. You might think about particular approaches with, like, the way to use a compressor. The attack time must be set to this to let the transient through, and if you want blah blah blah. There's a lot of logic behind everything in the music world, in any world. As we've grown into, like, extremely logical beings, we've learned how to apply it all. But where does that help, or how does that help, and how does it end up kind of like getting in the way? That's something I spoke about yesterday, like being in your emotions to write and everything, and stepping out and using your logic and kind of going back and forth. So what I'm kind of getting at, or wanted to speak about today, is I think that learning the rules is extremely important. Extremely important. But just as important is learning how to break those rules and when to break those rules, and learning how to feel comfortable breaking those rules. You don't want to stay in that, like, prison created by the rules, like, oh no, like, I'm in the key of G and I'm using, like, a kind of dissonant kind of chord or something. Ooh, that's not, kind of puts you in a box. I guess, like, right now, maybe I'll just explore, like, I don't know, like, some I think I'll talk about breaking the rules. I think that's what I'll talk about, and how that can be really helpful in creating a good song. So, and I've actually got a thing up here just to remind me what the 6 concepts of music are. I think I might go through all of them and, like, just kind of, like, have a little quick chat, maybe just one thing each or something like that. So, first one is duration, right? So, within that is, like, tempo, bars, how long or short the sound is. Is it staccato, like, or is it, like, got a lot of sustain in it, like, what rhythm patterns are featured? I think that's the biggest part of the duration part, rhythm. So that's what I'm going to focus on. And also maybe, like, bar length and stuff like that, odd time signatures. So maybe I'll just use a good example for a song I wrote, like, a while ago, that I always really enjoyed the transition, like, rhythm and bar length and everything like that. Where that can get really important, and, like, particularly breaking the rules, is transitions into a new section. So, like, maybe, for example, if you're in a 4/4 time signature, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, chorus. That could get a little bit monotonous and boring, right? But even just say you added 1 beat to the last bar of, like, the verse or the pre-chorus. So I'll do 2 bars, and then I'll add one more beat at the end. So it'll be 4/4, 4/4, 1/4, or 4/4 and then 5/4. So 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Just that slight, like, confusion, and throwing the listener off their feet for one beat. Adding that 1 beat to make it 5/4 can throw them over here into confusion, and then you can go boom and hit them when they're least expecting it. So that's a big part in songwriting. Don't give them what they think they're gonna get. Hit them when they're least expecting it, so they're gonna have that impact. Okay. So that's a basic thing, and quite cool. So that's learning to break the rules. 4/4 4/4. Ooh, and then get out of it. Maybe you can do a 5/4 bar. There's a lot more you can do. Pitch. How can we break the rules of pitch? Maybe we can talk about I think the Beatles do this quite well. The Beatles have done this a lot, using like, you know, they'll kind of be in a particular key, but then they'll maybe go into like a kind of more chromatic style with solos, or even melody, or kind of like lead features or something like that. That's one of my favorite things to do in breaking the rules in pitch, and I think that can be a really good moment in a song where maybe the song is very within the, you know, the key structure and things like that, but then this melody pops out and goes, hello, I'm going to do this, and it can be unsettling. Maybe there I think of like the solo in Taxman, or what's the song called by the Beatles? Let me check quickly. Here, There, and Everywhere. Here, There, and Everywhere. Wait. This is it. Check it out. Here. This is this beautiful ballad. Such a nice theme, and then it goes. It's like a, you know, horror lick or something like that. It's like circus, you know, kind of chromatic and weird. That's an example of breaking the rules, and that song's on Revolver by the Beatles, and that's one of my favorite songs on that album because of that moment, because they went, oh, let's do, hey John, maybe we could do this, you know, it's amazing. So there you go. Dynamics and express, I love the Beatles. Dynamics and expressive techniques. Okay, so I think that this is a cool one. Like, maybe this isn't necessarily breaking the rules that much, but like, God damn it, just explore dynamics, okay? And explore expressing yourself on your instrument in a different way throughout the song, you know? So, just common things, like maybe in the bridge, get louder in the bridge, or go softer in the bridge, or in the second verse, you know, sing, you know, maybe you'll go down in the second verse and the drummer will start playing softer, and maybe you'll go into a more kind of like sustained and, you know, kind of, you know, this kind of vibe, and then tighten up in the chorus again. Just little things like that, like explore the song more. That's a big way to explore the song, with different dynamic approach and different expressive techniques. There's a lot of ways to play your instrument, so why not explore that? Tone color. Oh, my favorite, tone color. You know, I love mixing, and I think one of my favorite things in mixing is the amount of different tones that I can actually give different instruments, you know, within the mix. So like I might get, you know, just a plain session, like, you know, the snare drum sounds like a snare drum, the vocal sounds like a vocal, but like, you know, these days mixing in the computer, in the box as they call it, I have unlimited, you know, tools at my disposal, like distortions and, you know, different things that can just kind of give a sound a completely different tone, or a subtly different tone. So there, in terms of mixing, or even songwriting, you know, you might be playing, maybe one guitar is in a rhythm structure, playing chords, and the other guitar is kind of constantly playing counter melodies or something like that. Maybe in one section, like the verse, the counter melody is played with like a kind of clean sound, and then maybe in the chorus, if maybe it's a psychedelic song, and in the chorus it can explode with like phaser and vibrato, and give that sound a completely different tone and feeling, because tone color is all to do with feeling. How does it make you feel? All of this is to do with feeling. So in terms of breaking the rules, let's think, tone color in terms of breaking the rules. I think that's the thing, what I was talking about in mixing, like, you know, making a snare sound different. Like, you know, that's my favorite thing to do. Instead of just this boring snare that I've heard 1,000 times, like, I might even add like, a bunch of distortion and blend it in, and then send both the snare track and the distorted track to some kind of like phaser reverb that, you know, puts a really weird envelope kind of thing happening behind it and stuff. So, and giving it a really interesting tone. It's all about being interesting. So yeah, that's kind of vibe. Ooh, texture. What other layers of sounds are heard during the solo? So textures are all about layering. Honestly, okay, so maybe I'll talk about, you know, this is a kind of rule that I have in my songwriting that I don't know if it is breaking the rules or not, but god damn, I can't stand listening to music by like bands that like are just developing their sound, or even bands that are big out there that haven't figured this out yet. develop your music. Like, okay, so the way I always look at it is like, I view a song very much like a book that has chapters, and if an author ever repeated the same chapter, like in a row or even throughout the book, you would immediately go like, wait, I've already read this, like, and you would skip it, or you would get bored, or you would just get confused, right? If you've got two verses in your song, please don't make them the same. Don't make them the same. Like, and I don't mean make them, you know, completely different, but, you know, if you've got your first verse and your second verse, maybe in the second verse there's a counter melody happening. Maybe there's a harmony with the vocals sung by another singer. Maybe you take the bass out in the second verse to set it up for a bigger chorus. Anything, just layering, everything like that. Fiddle with it so you can continually develop and not repeat the same chapter. Structure, this is the last one. How is the material organized? This is all about organizing. What musical ideas or motifs feature? So structuring is kind of like more of a, like, it's a pre-production phase, it's a songwriting phase, it's a very important phase. And in terms of breaking the rules, like, okay, so yesterday, well, maybe I've just been thinking lately about the general structuring of songs and how it's so common lately to hear the same structure all the time. Like, it used to kind of just be in the pop world, but then I think, I don't know, even around the time of MTV and Nirvana and stuff, Nirvana kind of caught on to doing the pop structure in grunge and stuff like that, and then Foo Fighters did it, and then indie music started doing it, like Kings of Leon, and then it just seems like it invaded every kind of genre except for like the really artistic stuff, maybe like Tool, the Mars Volta, Battles, you know, something like that. Break the rules, easy. Break the structure pattern. You know what I mean? Don't end with don't open with like an intro and a verse. Open with like some kind of weird, you know, crazy other dimensional atmospheric thing or something like that. Or don't have a chorus in your song. How about that? Wouldn't that be amazing to hear some songs that just don't rely on a chorus? I think that'd be cool. And in terms of musical motifs featured, you know, hooks. I also think that's another thing. People are relying on hooks more than ever. Creating hooks. I'm getting a bit tired of hooks being the only thing that like carries the song. You know, there's a lot more going on in songwriting than the big hook. Hit me, baby. Great hook. I love hooks. I love Britney Spears, but like, you know, I also love Tool a lot. And yeah, like, Tool started out in like what, late 80s, and they kind of like had their big moment through the 90s and early 2000s. Where are the other bands? Where are the new ones? Where are they? Where are the bands breaking the rules? Can't find them. Yeah, because it's such a small scene now, right? But anyway, that's story for another time. Yeah, so I guess the vibe I'm getting at here is learn the rules for sure, because you'll get smarter and you'll be more like have more tools and stuff to be able to express yourself. But then get the confidence and the you know, integrity and everything that to be able to break them. Yeah, because a lot of the time breaking them is how you're really going to express yourself and you're really going to feel and stuff like that. Get out of that box, get out of that square. Okay, peace out. New video tomorrow. Enjoy making music, friends.